Hi everyone and welcome to my place. Easter is almost here and I'm very excited with the design I'm going to share with you today. I'm calling this my Cheats Easter Terrarium. So easy to put together. Doesn't take long. I'm using artificial forms, but you could use fresh if you wanted to. But I thought that by cheating, because I can't get lots of the spring flowers now, not like you guys on the Northern Hemisphere. So this is what I've come up with. And this is what you need. You need a vessel with a lid, whatever size or shape you want. I've got some eggs. I've got this dearest little bunny. I've got some forsythia. I've got some little matchsticks. I've got some of this sort of like bluey, this like, I wanted lambsy, but I couldn't get it. But I've got the bigger one here. But I think that I'm going to prefer to just stick with all the artificial at this stage. I've got some gypsophila that I might use. I've got a little bit of blossom. So you only need little bits of this and little bits of that. And just remember that in a terrarium is just a little encapsulated moment in time held in a nice glass container. I've also got some artificial jonquils and probably paper whites or whatever they are from China. And this is why I'm going to say it's my cheats way. What I've done here is I've got some wet foam, and what I've done is I've got some baby tears. Now this is what the baby tears looks like if you're buying it. And I think that these cost, I don't know, a couple of bucks. They grow incredibly quickly, and I thought that by using that as my base, this would just help it to look a little bit more fresher than what it is now. I mean a little bit more realistic. Okay, so hopefully bear with me that this fits into here. I'm just going to do it. Are you ready? Phew. And I'm not going to worry about that bit around the base there, because I'll just get a wee knife after and I'll just push all that down. But that you're actually not going to see anyway. It's what's happening up here that's going to be what's going to just have a small child look at it and go, oh my goodness, I just love that. Right, starting off with, I'm going to put a little bit of this into here. There's no right and there's no wrong way of doing this, apart from just let your imagination run wild, think like a child, and then just put a little wee encapsulated moment of time into here. And do make sure that your glass was clean before you started. And the great thing about this too is that those little baby's tears will continue to grow up the sides of your container. It's fantastic stuff, this. I just love it. Right, I've got a few little succulents here, so I'll just take off those little bits there. It's been in water for a couple of days. That can go into there, and I'll put another one into there, and they'll just grow and be quite happy in there. If you wanted to, you could put some little carrots in. In fact, what I've done over the years is I've just sprinkled the odd little carrot seed in here so that the carrot starts to grow. And it's the last time I made this was for a friend of mine who had a small child that was in hospital, and we wanted something that she could look at, and this was just the best way forward. So from a terrarium, you can take it to all levels and to gift it to all peoples of society. Right, I'm going to put a little bit of this down into there. Just put that over to there, and make sure that when you're doing it, that when you put the lid on, so the whole story is that it is encapsulated and held and bound in your glass terrarium. And then I've got a little bit of, it'd be best to stick with the flowers that are available in the spring, but that doesn't matter. Look, here at Astar's place, we cheat and do all sorts of things. I like that little bit of blossom, so I'm going to push that into there, and having the moss or the foam down the bottom makes it easy for putting everything into. Now, I do want a couple of these little jonquils, and I love these because they're just such a nice colour. I don't need much, I only need one. I'm just going to push that down into there, and I'll use a couple of those little matchsticks, and I'll put those over to there like so, and at different levels as if they look like they're growing. I've got this dear little bunny which I'm going to just nestle into there. Oh my god, that's so cute, I love it. And now I've got this little bird's nest which I'm just going to put into there, and this is where the fun can begin. And I quite like that with the nest there and the stuff down the bottom there, because it all sorts looks really lovely and organic. Now I did these little eggs ages and ages ago, and this is just an egg, a fresh egg, and I just blew out the inside of the yolk and the white, and then just got a little bit of a pen and just did a little wee face, and then did this lovely little crown here of the gypsophila. So that could go into there like a dear little baby, or no, actually I will keep that there. This is what I love about doing things like this, because you just let your imagination just float around in the ether. So now I've got some little eggs. So what I'm going to do with those is I'm just going to tuck those down into there, and I know that the child that gets this will look into there and go, oh my goodness, there's eggs. So then the little lid goes onto that, and there you have something that, and as I said, the baby's tears will all grow up through there. And it's this wonderful little moment where it just continues to grow. If it gets a little bit foggy in there, which it might do if it's a bit too hot, just lift the lid and let the air go out, and then just a little bit of water, and that will continue growing. I just absolutely love that idea. That is so cute for a child for Easter, in fact, for big children too. Now, if you like this, please share and do subscribe to Astar's Place. And if there's anything that I can help you with, please don't hesitate to drop me a Gmail, and that's astarsplace@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a happy Easter. I have enjoyed producing these for you this year. I'll see you another day.